Good people, what's good? It's your boy Karceno here, and I think it's time we talk about it. And everyone's gonna know why I've been very silent about this situation and not spoken about what has been going on, and everybody's been just going crazy with this ratings drop information that's come out about First Take. Now, we're gonna get to the gist of this, but I wanted to thank all of you because you are the guys that made all of this possible. You guys made the boat go. You guys make all this worthwhile. You guys who have subscribed to the page, who hit the notification bell, you are the people that keep the ship going. So you are the reason we are where we are and why they are having a very hard time silencing us. Because they're trying. Oh, they throwing everything at us to try to shut us down, but you guys keep it moving. So don't forget to hit the like button. And I want to say thank y'all, everybody who hit my Cash App up today and just said, man, we appreciate you, bro. Keep doing your thing, man. I appreciate that. The Karceno Cash App was on fire today, and I was a shock because I didn't really have put out a video, I think. So I just wanted to say thank you, and I do appreciate that. You guys have been showing nothing but love, and I appreciate it. Now, this is a scenario people have been talking about, and I was sent this information for over a week. People have been saying, man, here's the numbers. First Take, they going down. First Take, look at this. First Take numbers is tanking. Every show is beating them. First Take is losing. First Take, First Take. So I said, okay, all right, let me check it out. Let me find out what's going on, and I'll see. And I started to investigate, and I started to look at it. And everybody was like, man, where's your video? Where's your video? Come on, man, you need to talk about it. You got to get on Stephen A. It's time to get in there. And I said, all right, let me check it out. Let me investigate. Let me find out. And what I found out is what I presumed, but I wanted to check it out. Those numbers are 100% fake. Those numbers are fake. It's deception. First Take is not losing to no Get Up morning show. It's not. What they did was take ratings at a certain peak at their lowest and take somebody else's other numbers at the peak of their highest of the entire day and took somebody's number at the lowest and tried to make this comparison. Have you noticed nobody of real stature ever put these numbers out? You know what these numbers came from? This whole thing was cooked up by someone who's friends of Max Kellerman and people who don't like Stephen A. Smith, who work for The Outkick, which is normally a right-wing publication, and they don't like black people in charge. They seem to have a problem with any black people of authority. Now, I don't like Stephen A. Smith. I don't like the way he does his business or whatever, but I'm not going to condemn a man with false information. I just can't do it. They're upset Max Kellerman has been released. It's a lot of people that are on Max's side. And those people are coming in with narratives to make Stephen A. look bad because they don't like he had that kind of power to do what he did to Max Kellerman, when that has been done to us in countless jobs and continuously happening throughout this industry, period. In every industry, that has happened to us. Now, I'm not defending Stephen A. Smith. I'm saying that's why this happened. And it is happening the way it is. They're painting a false narrative. First Take is not losing to Undisputed. Undisputed, First Take has more outlets, so their numbers and ratings are going to be higher. But for what Undisputed is doing with less, it is saying that if it had the platform of First Take, if it had Fox had all of the outlets ESPN has, then it would do the same amount, if not greater, than First Take. But we've already known that. I didn't say the show sucks or didn't suck. I don't watch First Take. I watch Undisputed. I already told you this when the show was being announced, when Skip was leaving. I told you what was going to happen. I told you Shannon Sharp would replace this guy with no problem. A lot of y'all didn't know what Shannon Sharp could do. And I said, oh, y'all finna just wait. Y'all gonna see it. Now, of course, Stephen A is gonna always go with the company. He's the company man. Anytime a player has any individuality or want to stand on his own thoughts and beliefs, he comes down on them because he's a company man. That's what he does. He wants Kyrie Irving traded immediately because he's not conforming to what the company wants. The company that paid you all this money. You got over $200 million. And now you want to talk about, you want to know what they giving you. Did you take any aspirin today? Did you read the bottle? I bet you didn't. You don't know what they gave you in that bottle, but you want to know what's in a shot. Come on. I would trade them right now. Because he's a company man. So a company man is always going to follow those tropes. Now, that's why I didn't go off the ledge, even though I would have loved to come out to say how they were failing since the decision to get rid of Max, which was all Stephen A's idea. He trying to say the company backed him. And don't throw it on the company. This was all about you. This was what you've been wanting for the past 2-3 years. You knew Max wasn't working out, and he was right. That's what you guys don't understand. It's right to change the show. Max Kellerman wasn't the perfect fit for debates. He's not opinionated. He's someone who deals with statistics and facts. Plus, he's making Stephen A look like a sellout. Max is pro player. Max thinks what's best for the player. He's always been like that. He's never been the corporate guy. Kellerman has always thought and put himself out for the player. Because he came from boxing. And when he came into boxing and it was a boxing commentator, and I used to see him all the time, promoters hated his guts. But fighters loved him because he was a fan of the sport. And he was rallying for the fighter, the little guys. His brother got killed by a boxer who they let stay with them. And he ended up killing his brother because he was mentally crazy. He's the guy that actually punched the guy in the ring. When he lost the fight and they took his gloves off, he broke the guy's jaw in the ring. That clip that you see, that was him. And he went straight to jail in the ring. They took him from the ring to jail. The guy thought he was coming over to congratulate him, and he sucker punched him and broke the guy's jaw. Mad because he lost. And they took him straight to jail. That's the same guy that ended up killing Max Kellerman's brother, Sam. Max Kellerman was a rapper. Him and his brother, Max and Sam. They was hip-hop to the streets. More into the streets than Max was. I mean, than Stephen A was. So when Max was on the show, Max knew that narrative. Max Kellerman's gonna tell you the truth because he hung around more brothers than he did the white guy. From the streets. He was in those boxing gyms. He was hanging out with them. Hit the like button, good people. It's free. Shouts out to Kwame Brown Bust Life. Don't forget to subscribe to him. I see he was in here at first. That's why Max always, people, the brothers, gravitated, and the players, they gravitated more to what Max was saying. But Max was supposed to be that opposite because Stephen A is the company man. He's the corporation. Remember, this man said, I wake up every morning thinking, how can I make my boss more money and how can I get some of it? That's my attitude every morning I wake up. If that isn't the most Tom thing I've ever heard in my life, if that wasn't the most Thomas thing I've ever heard in my life, I said, oh my God, this man actually said that out of his mouth. Like he said it as if it was a good thing. How can I make my bosses more money? And how can I get a piece of it? And it explained everything you needed to know about Stephen A. Smith. Nothing in this man's brain is about, let me get my own on my own. Some people are very comfortable with having somebody else pay them for their work. They just want to work and get paid. Not everybody's built the same. But this kind of mentality keeps you in bondage. It keeps you bound. You know why? Because this guy got to work till his life is gone. Oh, call me back. His flight just got delayed. Hope you have a nice, safe flight, peaceful flight. Blessings up to him. But you see, this guy's got to work every day for his boss. And if his boss feels any displeasure at all, he could be removed. So his attitude is, let me keep the boss happy every day so I can get paid. Pudge, he could have been started his own. He don't realize his worth. Some people are not made like that. He could have been had his Stephen A. Smith. He could have did his own thing. His name was bigger than ESPN. He knew his bargaining position. This is a company that got rid of you twice. They got rid of him twice. You think they don't want to replace you? They need him. He's too dumb to realize it. They need you. You're the last staple. They're paying Stephen A. to be on ESPN so he don't go to Fox. That's the best bargaining chip anyone can have in the world. They didn't want him to go over to Fox. And they was going to put him and Skip together and have his own show over there. Fox then took over then. They won. They already got everybody else. Because really, Fox been yelling domino 4 years ago. Y'all bought the UFC, overpaid for the UFC, paid them all that money. Fox had UFC and said, hey, y'all can take them. They want way too much. Y'all take them. And then all the stars are gone. Ain't nobody there, and y'all done paid Dana White all that money, and y'all ain't making a dime off of it. And you trying to put it on ESPN too. Then you moved it to ESPN, and you have made nothing. No one cares about the UFC like that because they don't have the stars anymore. They didn't build anybody up, and it was tanking. And now Fox was smart enough to know to get out of that business. And they said, we're going to double down with the boxing. We'll take our chances there. Y'all take chances waiting on the UFC to come back up. That's right. Hit the like button, good people. Like I've told you before, people will show you who they are. And when they do, believe them. So don't forget to subscribe here. Subscribe to Ed Kwame Brown Bus Life. Subscribe to Ed Self Talk. See, you're the reason why they can't sabotage us and get us shut down. You guys are the reason, because you guys got to go. If you ain't getting your notification, you go to that person's page. I guarantee you they got videos there. They just trying to keep it from you. So you got to go get the information. You're the reason that all their money they wasted trying to spend, trying to sabotage the people they paying, all these people they got working for them. It don't work. Thanks, Don. I appreciate that. Now, the information and the numbers they put up about First Take dropping in ratings and all that was all lies. That guy from the Outkick who started the entire rumor did misconception, mispresented everything, took Get Out's biggest numbers that they had and compared it to like an opening point or one of the lowest point numbers they had on First Take that day, and then tried to make that the narrative for the entire show. It was terribly done. But his agenda did not go unnoticed. Now, I don't like Stephen A. Smith, but I can't condemn the man until I have official numbers to back up those statements, which they were never shown and it was never out there. It was never released. So how did they make that comparison? So that's why I didn't jump out there and say anything, because I want to be correct. So when I talk, I want to make sure I did my homework. You guys were sending it to me. I said, I can't say nothing yet. I mean, I would like for it to be true so I can say, uh-huh. But a lot of people at ESPN, like I told you, when this stuff went out, too much information came out that was 100% accurate. And this was by sports writers. They owned their Twitter accounts, everything, before Stephen A. even made an announcement. It was put out by all these sports writers on their platforms, what Stephen A. plans were, everything. And they were 100% accurate. I'm here to let you know when that happens, that means there is this major dissension in the ranks, that everybody wasn't in agreement on this. And you saw the people that weren't. And the people who were friends with Max, they were doing that. So Max wasn't 100% in agreement with all of this. But because him and Stephen A., they won't be going to each other's house for dinner, I'll tell you that. All that, I love you, my brother, and you're going to do well on your new ventures here. Stephen A. was talking mad arrogant. That's why he went on Hot 97 show to say what he said, because he was really talking boss talk to them, because he was speaking to Max and his friends, saying, oh, don't worry about Max. We found something for him. We found something for him. we gonna find something, Max. Max is gonna find his place. Max is talented. We've already found things for Max. We found some things for Max. Damn. If that ain't some boss talk, like we found something for him to do. Don't worry, we got some stuff lined up for him. He gonna be all right. Don't worry about Max. He good. He just won't be on first take. Oh my goodness. So of course people are going to hate on the show and want the show to fail. They're going to go every length they can to make sure it fails. They don't want it to be successful. Because if that show is successful, normally when there's a change, the numbers come out, they're slightly different for that first week. Sometimes there's a huge uptick, or it might be down slightly or just about the same. Then about the first month, you start to notice the numbers jump up, or they go down, or they have where they're gonna be at. So it's hard to measure a show right off the gate. When Undisputed first aired, the numbers was through the roof. It looked like it was to take out everything on First Take. Stephen A had to come out in emergency. I ain't running. When we come, I'ma bring it. So he was out there going off because Undisputed came out slamming. Shannon Sharp came out hitting it out the park. And when he came out with Uncle Shannon and came out, because they ain't never heard no country boy sayings on the talk show like that. If a dog had a rectangle butt, he would poop blocks. If a dog had a square butt, he would poop bricks, blocks, man, or something like that. Man, I was cracking up. Man, my granddaddy used to always say, and he would have all these crazy, like these down south saying. It was catching on to everybody. Shannon Sharp was spreading like wildfire out there. And this is why I never really, out of all the people that went against Dez, and Dez was going back and forth with Shannon, Shannon was the only one I said, well, I can't really go at Shannon. Because Shannon did it from a professional standpoint of his game. He didn't do it from an opinion base like Stephen A. Oh, you just can't run. You just can't play. You can't catch the ball. I mean, they threw him the ball. Tony Romo, I feel sorry for him. He lost his job because Dez Bryant can't handle the football. And when he came out with the black and mild in his mouth, and he came out there with the doggone stocking cap on his head, he was Uncle Shannon when they won. When that came out, Cigarello or whatever it was, man, the ratings were through the roof. They were the top trending show of the day. Stephen A wanted Max Kellerman gone that week. Stephen A like, we losing. Like they're losing ground, they're losing public appeal. So even if they have a higher rating of people watching it because they have a higher number, the audience and the people are mostly talking about Undisputed more than they were talking about First Take. Max wasn't working because Max agrees with points. If you make a point, he'd be like, yeah, that's a good point, but here's what I think. But he has no real dog in the fight. He has no passion for it. And this is what I told you, like, 2016 when he came? And I was like, man, they should have stuck with Will Kane because Will Kane doesn't have the name as Max. Max is already under contract, but Will Kane, when they did the testing for him, and him and Steve A went over there, and he was, oh no, don't put me in a box. You don't even know me yet. Exactly. He didn't know him yet. He didn't know Will Kane is very opinionated. Everybody's like, yeah, he's a conservative right-wing guy. Yeah, he is, but he's an avid Dallas Cowboy fan. And that is something that they would have debated about, and that's why they kept bringing Will back because they realized, hey, man, Will Kane when he was on the show, he pissed people off. You need somebody that's gonna piss somebody off to be on the show. That's what works. But they stuck with Max because Max is their guy. He's analytical. And they tried to work with him. It's like, hey, Max, this guy's video was right. We need more passion out of you. So he starts screaming more. Max Kellerman started getting more animated and screaming. And I'm like, does he think being loud is the same thing as having passion? Oh, God, this isn't working. It was rough early on, but he got it. Max Kellerman got it. And I felt like he really got it, the show, and what they wanted from him. And for a while, it was working. He was saying the most craziest, dumbest things I've ever heard in my life. And I'm like, Max, you can't possibly believe this crap. So he had to learn his position, but he's not made for that. Max has too much information. He's more analytical. He's more fact-driven. So when you're more fact-driven than opinion-based, like Stephen A., he's more opinionated. He won't give you a professional breakdown of anything. It was exactly what the Haiti coach was saying when they beat the United States Dream Team this year and won the biggest match of their year, of their lifetime. Was it Haiti or Nigeria? One of them won. And when they won, yeah, it was Nigeria. Okay. When Nigeria won, the man said, you didn't even break down. You keep talking about how embarrassing it was for the United States to lose to Nigeria. That's embarrassing. You lose to Nigeria. Rather than pointing out what Nigeria did and how hard they played in that game and how well they played to beat the United States Dream Team. You took away all of their credit, all of their glory, the biggest win in African basketball history. You just wiped that all away and didn't even want to apologize. That's what's up. Oh, you know, I always know about Haiti. Haiti is one of the richest countries in the world with the highest poverty rate. The mines in Haiti have some of the most richest, purest minerals, meaning diamonds, every type of mineral you could ever think in this world, in their mines in Haiti. And they're basically being driven. And the poor people are over there every day, basically being pushed and breaking their backs in these mines for pennies on the dollar. And who's in charge? Who's in charge of this? Who has rank over all of them? Hillary Clinton's brother. He is in charge. Out of all the people who could have won the bids to be over in Haiti, how did Hillary Clinton's brother win that bid to be in charge in Haiti of the whole mining project? Did y'all know Bill Clinton apologized for what he did to Haiti and bankrupt Haiti? Haiti was ready to be self-sufficient, stand on their own. Bill Clinton said, no, we'll provide you with the food. They were ready to grow their own crops and everything. Instead of helping Haiti be self-sufficient, that wasn't best for what they were doing over there. That was going to hurt Hillary's operation with her brother. That's why she didn't win the White House. All the Haitian Americans, everywhere she went to go promote, here, even here in Chicago, the Haitians came out with the big Haitian flag and they stood their ground. And everywhere Hillary went, they let her know to her face what you did to Haiti. They don't talk about that. Anybody think I would vote for that devil of a woman? You are out your mind. That's why she didn't run again. Because she couldn't run again. She didn't did so much damage. Bill Clinton was the face. She was the president. Exactly. Yeah. Well, that's what happens. Yeah. It's a lot of deception in the world. See, they never show you stuff like that. Real news.
There's a movement all around the world now. I first saw Bob Zoellick say the same thing, the head of the World Bank, where he said, starting in 1981, the wealthy agricultural producing countries generally believed that they and the emerging agricultural powers in Brazil and Argentina, which are the only two places that have parenthetically increased wheat yields per acre, grain yields per acre in the last decade, because they're the only places with more than 20 feet of topsoil. They really believed for 20 years that if you moved agricultural production there and then facilitated its introduction into poorer places, you would free those places to get aid to skip agricultural development and go straight into an industrial era. And it's failed everywhere it's been tried. And you just can't take the food chain out of production. And it also undermines a lot of the culture, the fabric of life, the sense of self-determination. And I have been involved for several years in agricultural products, principally in Rwanda, Malawi, other places in Africa, and now increasingly in Latin America. And I see this. So we genuinely thought we were helping Haiti when we restored President Aristide, made a commitment to help rebuild the infrastructure through the Army Corps of Engineers there and do a lot of other things. And we made this devil's bargain on rice, and it wasn't the right thing to do. We should have continued to work to help them be self-sufficient in agriculture. And that's a lot of what we're doing now. We're thinking about how can we get the coffee production up? How can we get the other kinds of the mango production up? We had an announcement on that yesterday. The avocados, lots of other things.
What about the return of Aristide, which has been asked for by demonstrations even right across the street today?
Well, that's not in my purview. That's up to the Haitians, including those that aren't demonstrating.
That was
Now, see? What he said, we made a devil's bargain on rice. So I just wanted to put it out there so you would not say I put words in somebody's mouth. Okay? The man actually said that exactly out of his own mouth. We made a devil's bargain on rice. When it was the wrong idea. They were ready to be self-sufficient, but they couldn't have them self-sufficient because if they were, then you ain't gonna have that many people in the mines. Now will you? It's not what they want. They don't want self-sufficient. They want cooperation. So I've always stuck up for my Haitian brothers and sisters. You know the old saying, there's always somebody that thinks he's smarter than me. Everybody want to be the only one with the right answer. They don't want to believe somebody else could be right too. They don't like that idea. Karceno is always on the move. People like to be special, and they think that takes away from their special if someone else is thinking like them or is doing the same thing and everybody got the same answers. Oh, wait a minute now. He can't have the same answer as me. This ain't right. We all can't have the same answer. It works a lot better if we in this all together. I mean, don't that make sense? Strength in numbers. But people don't think that way. Never forget the guy told me, man, you smart. You real smart. But there's only one head. It's like Voltron. somebody got to be the head. Not everybody can be the head. See, the thing is, you can't be no three-headed monster. It's only one head. And that's how it's got to be. Somebody got to be the brains. And somebody got to follow. Everybody got a role to play. I'm like, that's true. But every head got a conscience. The head could be wrong. The body can tell the head something ain't right. You might need to sit the hell down. There's so many wrong things in the world that people love to focus on. They never focus on what's right. All these things that's out here and people out here hitting the ground running, not one of them, and I mean not one of them, want to do the right thing for the right reason. Nobody want to look under the hood, but everybody want to get their oil change. They be like, I want my oil change, but I don't want to look under the hood. I don't want to see what's going on there. I just know I want my oil change. And I say, okay, I see you. You just want someone else to do all the work. And you never have to pay attention to how it's done or why it's done. But if something ain't done right, you're going to complain. But remember, you didn't want to know. You wanted one person to have all the answers. And that's how they get you. Now, let's talk about the show First Take. Stephen A. has that complex, and so does many others. That's a complex driven of fear. You fear somebody is taking things away from you. Always in fear. And while you in fear, these things keep happening all around you. Oh, they fear somebody finna come take this job from them. They fear so-and-so is trying to plot against them. Oh, they fear. Everybody got this fear. For what? What are you fearing? You know, you got people now with this pandemic anxiety. Since the pandemic got here, you know, I've been having trouble breathing. I be like, you really have? You know why? Because you're submerged in fear. That ain't got nothing to do with the pandemic. That's got something to do with you. Not the pandemic. That's your fear that you have to find a way to get around. That's on you, 100%. Nobody else. So you got to make your way around that figure eight. I'd be like, did you used to go there before? Did you used to be out of breath? No. Why you out of breath now? I don't know. You do know. You know, y'all all know. Fear. And these are the most God-fearingest people in the world. I'll be, if you so sanctified, then where's your faith? How I got more faith than you? If y'all so sanctified. Oh, you get those certain people that they think they know everything. They condemn, but never tell you how to build. Tear down with no build up. That's why you got these academics rolling around. You got all these jokers moving around the way that they're traveling, right? All of these clowns. All they do is make money tearing down. And if they try to do some build up, it's because somebody caught up to them and checked them. They never stand down on anything. They spineless. Because that's all they know. That's why you got this Hassan Campbell. He know he ain't shit. And he don't mind telling you he ain't. Anybody walk up on him or press him or he get in front of somebody, it's, you know what, brother, I apologize. Now that I see your way, I apologize. I'll be like, how did you not know this was wrong yesterday? How I gotta get in front of you to make you see you was wrong? Where they do that at? It's okay, because the wrath is coming. Because all these dudes got their day coming. Cowboys are fake 3-1. Y'all bragging because they beat who? Who did they beat? The Carolina Panthers? Really? That's who we bragging on now? The Panthers? That's the bar? Damn. I had no idea. Tell me who all the Carolina Panthers beat to be 3-0. They beat the Jets, the Giants, and who? Oh no, the Chargers game was a ripoff. The Chargers got robbed. They stole 2 touchdowns away from the Chargers to give Dallas that win. So I don't really consider that a victory for Dallas. Dallas would have been 0-2. So let's be real about it. not hate. It's the truth. Did you watch the game? You would have saw it. Like, this is why Sunday Night Football, I can't trust betting it. I got to stay away from Sunday Night Football. Everybody knew in their right mind Tom Brady would have destroyed them even in the rain. Every time Tom Brady made a big play downfield, it's a flag. I said, yep, I bet it is. Oh, I know how this game finna go. I knew that right away. I told my buddy, like, hey, I went against Tom Brady in fantasy football, and Tom's like, I can't beat you. I'm like, I know, Tom. This sucks. I got to root against you. And then he got me my fantasy wins. Tom laid down for me. He was like, you know what? I ain't going to score no touchdowns, but we going to win. I'm like, just get the dub. We'll get next week. You can go off again. Bet. Yeah, I had to whoop HD, man. Fantasy. Well, the whole thing was to promote Mac Jones. That's what the whole thing was about. Let's promote him. Mac Jones, the new Tom Brady. Young Tom Brady versus old Tom Brady. Belichick gave him a 10-second meeting. It was, good job, 12. Walked off. That was it. That was all you was going to get from Belichick. Did they expect an emotional conversation out of Belichick? With Tom Brady, Josh McDaniels stayed there an hour like, why don't you come get me? I would have left with you. Oh, Manchester United, we going to win the whole thing now. Ronaldo back home. That was the boost we needed. CR7, baby. All day. That's because I normally do it on One Crack News. Yeah, they always talk about Messi being better than Ronaldo, and I always get in those conversations. But I want to say thank you guys, man. I'm finna shut this down. I got to go make these runs. It was cool chatting with y'all. We're going to do it again. So definitely stay up. Hit the like button, subscribe to the page, hit the notification bell so you can get all your notifications when we go live. Karceno is out.